Proximity to power does not guarantee immunity, especially when the narrative changes. This is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have, be it at school, at varsity, at church, or in any setup, workplace. They believe that sitting close to the boss makes them untouchable. Sharing a lunch with management or being available in every executive meeting, they think it makes them untouchable. And the rules that apply to others does not apply to them anymore. Unfortunately, workplace history has repeatedly proven that being close to power may grant you access, but it doesn't guarantee you protection. Be warned. We have all met that colleague at work who suddenly becomes an assistant CEO, simply because they are often seen with the boss. Overnight, they start thinking they are the assistant Jesus of the workplace. They start answering questions on behalf of management. They start speaking on behalf of management. Am I talking to somebody? Are you familiar with that kind of a person? So everybody's wondering, when were they promoted? Even HR is wondering, when was he promoted? They laugh at every joke that the boss says, even if it's not something to laugh at. It leaves everyone wondering if they've missed the punchline. Somehow they know the boss's coffee order better than their own job description. They know everything about the boss. The funny thing about borrowed influence is that it lasts as long as the person lending it. The moment the boss goes on leave, retires, gets transferred, or leaves the business, everything changes. Suddenly, the reserved seat at meetings disappears. The special treatment fades away. And the person who acted like they owned the office is standing in the same queue as everyone else. That's when reality introduces itself. Workplace change constantly. Systems, people, they change. Managers move. Departments get restructured. Companies merge. And priorities shift. If your confidence is built entirely on being someone's favorite, you will find yourself struggling whenever circumstances change. Careers built on personal connections alone are very fragile because relationships can change overnight. Instead of chasing proximity to power, invest in becoming valuable. Build your own skills, build your own name, develop a reputation for reliability, and become known as someone who delivers results. People may recommend you for an opportunity, but your competence is what keeps you there. Connections might open doors, but only performance allows you to stay in the room. Office politics can sometimes be entertaining, especially if you do understand it. You're like watching and you're like, Some people spend more time studying the boss moods than improving their own performance. They know exactly when the boss arrives. They know exactly what the team he supports. And they even know what the boss wife's birthday. Yet somehow they still miss deadlines. They still need reminders to complete their basic tasks. Imagine if they invested half of the energy in developing their own skills. The entire office would notice the big difference. Honestly, healthy relationships at work are important. We can't dismiss that. And there is nothing wrong with networking. There's nothing wrong with seeking mentorship. There is nothing wrong with supporting your leaders. The problem begins when admiration turns into dependence. If your career depends entirely on one person's approval, you are taking a significant risk. High risk. Leaders change. And when they do, you need something stronger than proximity to carry you forward. One of the greatest lessons in any workplace is that influence earned through integrity lasts longer than influence borrowed through association. Your reputation follows you wherever you go. Your reputation is like your shadow. It will never leave you nor forsake you. People remember those people who are honest, who contribute, who are respectful, who are willing to contribute regardless of who is watching. Character is a way of outlasting titles and organizational charts. We know when the boss is on leave or if the management is away, there are people who don't even attend meetings. Life also has a remarkable sense of humor. Today's intern could be tomorrow's manager. That's life for you. The colleague you overlooked may one day be interviewing you for your next opportunity. That's why treating people with respect is never just good. Is not negotiable. It's good professional sense. Never become so impressed by someone's position that you forget the value of every person around you. There are people who even, you know what, let me not even go there. At the end of the day, proximity to power may create opportunities, but it does not guarantee immunity from accountability, from change, from consequences. The most secure position of any organization is not besides the most powerful person, is being known as someone of character, of competence, of humility, and consistency. Those qualities don't disappear when leadership change. They stay with you. They are your trademark. They become the reason you are trusted in whatever position that you are. There are people that we know that, we call it face value. There are those people, be it at college, in class, when the teacher is available, they pretend to be resourceful. Those people, even at work, unless if you work with angels, in different institutions, even in church, when the pastor is not available, they are less effective. You know why? Because someone who watches, whom they watch, because their admiration is turned into dependence. If my boss is not watching me, what's the point? Those kind of people. If you want them to attend the meeting, just make sure you convince the boss to attend. Remember, those qualities like honesty, like integrity, like deliverables, they don't just disappear. They stay with you. So I repeat, proximity to power does not guarantee you immunity. And power has a tendency of protecting itself. They might not be moved, they might not be transferred, they might not be, but should something once, if there's a need for a sacrificial lamb, be careful. If there's need for someone to be thrown under the bus, who do you think management will throw? Do you think they'll throw their kids or anyone else? They'll throw you, who's next to them. All I'm saying, there is nothing wrong with honor. I'm not talking about honor. I'm talking about admiration that is turned into dependence. I'm not addressing honor. I'm not addressing obedience. I'm talking about people who all of a sudden, they become assistants of other people. They even forget themselves. All they think and all they dream about is the person that they look up to. There's nothing wrong about having a mentor, but there's everything wrong about losing yourself and trying to please one person. I repeat, proximity to power, proximity to management, sharing lunch, sharing drinks with the supervisor, with the manager, it's okay. Having a relationship with management, with senior power, with influence, that's the right thing to do. But just to remember, proximity to power is not immunity. I am Amazing Grace, and we are Amazing Grace.